I'm the Greek Retro Geek. Welcome back to another episode. Today, I'm going to show you something very exciting. I went to my local game store here in the town I live, and they had all the games $9.99 and below 50% off. So here's the nice thing with this store. They actually have great prices. So even before the discount, their prices are better than eBay. So basically, what I did is I browsed the entire store and see what I can get. I even got things that I have, but I want to do some upgrades, NES games with better labels, and other cool stuff. So we're going to go through the games that I bought and discuss a few things about this. So the list is long. So this is the receipt, just to give you an idea how much stuff I got. I think I bought more than 90, 85, 90 games, and that's all I paid for for almost 90 games. This is less than like $350 per game. So without any further ado, let's start grabbing the first bag. So I came back home with 4 bags like this full of video games and see what's inside. So first I'm grabbing some of the PlayStation games. These have been fillers for my collection. So games I didn't want to spend more than like $2 or $3. But now with the 50% off, these were like $150. So this is a hunting game. Looks interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna play it, but it's kind of like a collection filler, just to claim that I have one of these, deer hunting games. Newman Racing. This is a Formula racing game for the PlayStation 1. It looks interesting. Again, I paid half of what you see. For this one, $150. Pretty good deal. Same thing with Powerboat Racing. This is a boat racing game. I don't know if these games are going to be playable today or are gonna be any fun, but it's always intriguing to me to try older but not ancient racing games. They have their own charm. So I did some of these in my collection. Now this is interesting. Kiss Pinball, right? I didn't even know this existed, and I didn't even know that there was a Kiss before. I guess it has to have a Kiss soundtrack. It's going to be amazing if it does. I'm pretty sure it will. $150, $1.50 for this PlayStation game. Then I got NCAA March Madness for $150, and I only bought this game because it's sealed. So even though it's a sports game, you never leave behind sealed PS1 video games, especially for $1.50. All-Star Racing, again $150. Another kind of like looks like a generic racing game, but since I didn't have it in my collection, I thought, why not? Let's buy this one as well. Andretti Racing. This also came out on other systems. I think also on the PS2. That was a transition during that time when the games were multi-platform, multi-generation, I mean to say. Andretti Racing also $1.50. Let me grab more. Now there's some more interesting things here. James Bond 007 Racing. It's pretty cool, and this is part of a bundle, as I can see, because if you look at the spine is silver. It looks like a nice racing, action racing game. I never played this one. The classic Asteroids remake for the PS1. Pretty interesting edition of the game. Again, the same price. I don't even know why I bought this one. It's more like a filler. VR Golf 97. And you remember the series Cool Borders, the snowboarding games for the PlayStation. This was the 4th game in the series. Cool Borders a 4 for the first PlayStation. Pretty cool. It's also $1.50. I'm telling you, there's lots of things there, and we're just going through the first bag. So these are a little more expensive games. This is Rallycross 2. These are sort of the better rally games for the PlayStation. That is the sequel. There was another one came out a couple of years before this release, and I paid $4 for this one, which is an amazing price. This goes for like $10, $15 online. This is another interesting one for $4. Smurfs Racing. This looks like lots of fun. I think that this is most likely going to be a Mario Kart clone, but oh well. Uh, just because of the theme, like Smurfs Racing, and I guess they're going to be using weapons that they actually use in the cartoon. Super cool stuff. Also added to the PlayStation collection. This is something that I didn't even know it existed. It's not an expensive game or very rare. Tiger Shark for the PlayStation. I paid $4 for this. Looks like it's a 3D first person view, like third person view. I mean, um, you throw missiles on everything. Killer submarine. So it looks like you're a hybrid thing. You become a submarine, a hydrofoil. So you're the ultimate war machine, as the box says. Tiger Shark for the PS1. I don't know if this game even came out in Europe. This is, of course, the NTSC release. Now, more great stuff. Need for Speed, High Stakes. One of the classics on the PlayStation Need for Speed series, when Electronic Arts was very highly esteemed and making great games. Next comes a Need for Speed V Rally. So this is also one of the well-known games from the Need for Speed series, but focusing on rally racing. This one, I also paid the $4 for this one. It's the price that you see, 50% off. And we're just done with the first of the 4 bags. I'm going to grab another one. Keep going. There's older stuff there, older games, and I'm going to start off with Navy Seals for the Game Boy. I didn't have Navy Seals on the Game Boy. Pretty classic game for the system, for $5. Then we have WrestleMania for the NES for $3. Hulk, classic cover. We do have a RBI Baseball 2. I didn't have the sequel. This is the Tengen game. This is the style of the Tengen cartridges for the NES. It's pretty different, kind of like unlicensed in a way. There was a legal situation between Nintendo and Tengen back in the late 80s, early 90s, around that time. Here's more. Here we have a Mulan for the original Game Boy. I didn't even know that this game came out on the original Game Boy. I thought this came later during the Game Boy Color times. So I grabbed it for $5, and I figured this is a great price for an uncommon game. Same thing with Pocahontas, also on the original Game Boy for $5. Nice little additions to the collection. This is another PlayStation game. It's quite that was quite of the kind of like lesser known RPG games, which was considered like kind of like a B tier, but it's kind of fun, and now it gained some traction among the collectors, and they want to add this game to their PlayStation 1 collections. Darkstone, I paid $3 for this one. It's kind of like, looks like a Diablo-ish. It's like Diablo. It's not exactly an RPG. It's more like an action RPG. Current Driver, Grand Tour Racing 98. These games only came out in the United States, so many racing games which never came out in Europe. Current Driver Racing 98 for the PlayStation. This was $3. For $5 I got for the PS3 Conan. I love the artwork of this box, and looks like it's complete with the game and the manual. Really nice. And then there's more NES fun. We have Pinball for the NES. We have The Adventures of the Dino Riki or Dino Riki for the NES. A nice platform game. $5. It's well worth its price. We got Alpha Mission for the NES. This is a shoot 'em up, and I like those primitive early 8-bit shoot 'em ups. They have their own charm. So I also paid $5 for this. So it has some Sharpie writings, which I can clean with alcohol wrap, I guess. This is another Tengen release, Klax, the classic Klax game that most of you might know, and say it's pretty addicting. Jim Henson's Muppet Adventure Chaos at the Carnival. Oops, we saved this one for the NES. I really love this artwork. Super fun, super colorful. For $5, I have no idea what genre of the game this is going to be, but a nice addition to the collection. And next we have the WrestleMania Challenge. So I didn't have this one. LJN. It has to be a bad game. But oh well, you know something? When you're at the point where you have most of the NES games, anything that you see on a shelf and you don't have and it's like $5, you grab it. And that's what I did in this case. And this is a Tecmo NBA basketball, a really good little basket game for the NES for $5. And this also came with a sleeve, pretty cool. Next, and I'm going to grab a couple more. Heavy Shredding. This is a snowboarding game for the NES, which I also didn't have. Looks pretty 90s from the cover. Super 90s, like the pink frame, And this also came with a manual, which is pretty cool to have manuals with the games, even when they're card only. SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge for the first PlayStation. SpongeBob is always fun, and that was like $5. I checked online. This is a really good price for this game. It sells for more than that. Men in Black, the series Crashdown for the first PlayStation. Another game I didn't own. Another game that looks kind of like crappy but interesting at the same time, like for $5. Then we have Casper for the first PlayStation for $5. A Haunting 3D Adventure. I think that this is kind of like more like an adventure point and click style game, action point and click style game from Interplay. So Interplay used to make these kinds of games. So I thought, something, it was $5. I'm gonna grab it. Konami Broken Helix. This was an amazing price. It didn't have the manual, but it has the game, and and the back of the game is there. So I usually buy my PlayStation games complete, but in this case I thought, something, it's not complete. It's a great price though. You can see and you can tell that the game has been well played. The disc has been cleaned professionally. That's why it looks nice. But I mean, at some point, I know it was full of scratches. Some good deals for the PSP. Ratatouille for $5. Ratatouille for $5 for the PSP. I heard that this is a great 3D platform game. That's why I bought it. And then we'll have a few more in this bag. And this is only the second of the 4 bags. And this is where we're going to stop this video, since we will get a part 2 in a couple days with the remaining things. What I'm holding now is Genjai Days of the Blade for the PS3. This is also a great hack and slash game for the system that came out kind of like the first couple of years of the PS3 lifespan. Then this is the Conduit Special Edition for the Wii. I do have the Conduit, but in a different box. This is supposed to be the Special Edition. I don't know what editions it has, but I grabbed it because I knew that I don't see this very often. I checked online. It's not really much more expensive, but still for $5 it was a great deal. And then we have the last item of the bag. In the bag is a Platoon, based on the movie, based on the classic war movie Platoon, from Sunsoft. Sunsoft used to make good games, also $5. These are half of the games. I have another 2 bags, which we are going to go through in the next video. Thank you for being here with me and sharing the excitement about my finds. I'm the Greek Retro Geek. I would appreciate it if you like the video, subscribe. I'll catch up with you the next time. Have a great night.